Thanks for tuning into Hudstone Media, where we use our superpower of hindsight to rewrite movies and TV series. Now for the conclusion of Rise of the Empire. The Jedi ship enters the Geonosis system and heads to a red planet covered in large meteor craters and large canyons, breaking up its flat surface. They scan the surface, but there are no signs of technology or life. The readings, however, are scrambled due to the high levels of ionized metals in the planet's crust and core. After a flyover, Sharad proclaims that Anakin's information is wrong, that the slave master lied to him and he was foolish enough to believe him. Anakin shakes his head. Trust me, he told the truth, though his confidence is beginning to fade. Obi-Wan tells them both to be patient. Then suddenly they are hailed over the radio to enter their access code. They use the slaver's data card and are accepted as friends of the Separatists. Two ships appear and escort them into a large canyon where they see lots of ships, soldiers, and a hidden manufacturing facility. Not just one, but hundreds scattered throughout the canyon. Padme tries to send a signal to Tarkin, but the planet's ionosphere blocks their signal. This is it. This is the Separatist cloning facility, Anakin remarks. Obi-Wan mentions that the ionized metals are a natural cloak for their operations, making them invisible to the external scanners. Their ship lands in a docking bay. Anakin and Sharad begin debating who will capture Dooku. Obi-Wan hears this and orders them to stay with the ship. Obi-Wan outlines the plan, whereby he will meet with the cloners, whilst Padme, disguised as a slave master's servant, will sneak to the comms tower and send Tarkin their coordinates. Anakin and Sharad protest that they are more capable. Obi-Wan agrees that they are more capable, but he tells them he feels the dark side of the Force surrounding them, that there is too much to risk and they need to stay behind. As Obi-Wan and Padme leave the ship, Padme whispers to Anakin, "Find Dooku and save the galaxy." Obi-Wan and Padme are taken to one of the leaders of the cloning facility. Padme is left in the hallway, while Obi-Wan is escorted in to talk business. Padme sneaks away from the hallway to find the communication room. On the ship, Anakin tells Sharad that he's going to capture Dooku. Sharad agrees and follows him. The two leave the ship, but as they do, one of the ship's storage bays opens and a cloaked figure emerges, following them. Obi-Wan sits with the cloning representative and asks if Dooku will be joining them. The cloner apologizes that Dooku is too busy, but that Obi-Wan can talk business with him. Obi-Wan begins singing Dooku's praises in an effort to gain the cloner's trust. The cloner, however, becomes suspicious and informs Obi-Wan that the Separatists are trying to save the Republic from a greater evil, from the Sith. Obi-Wan is shocked, but he reads the cloner's feelings and knows that he speaks the truth. The cloner explains how a senator in the Republic orchestrated the attack on Naboo, blamed it on the Separatists, and instigated the Clone Wars. The Separatists were just defending themselves. He also reveals that the senator was building a great clone army and the Separatists are trying to counter that, and that Obi-Wan would know that if he was in fact who he says he is. Obi-Wan admits his deception as guards surround him. He asks, "Where is this great army?" The cloner replies, "They are everywhere. They are the human defense force," and asks, "Have you ever seen the face of a stormtrooper?" Obi-Wan freezes as he realizes the truth. He asks, "What's the name of the senator?" and he proclaims that the Jedi can stop this. The cloner responds that only Dooku knows the senator's identity. Obi-Wan's thoughts go to Padme. "You need to let me go. My friend is sending a message to Admiral Tarkin now. I need to stop her." Meanwhile, Padme approaches the guards at the communication room and takes them out. She enters the room and orders everyone away from their station. Anakin and Sharad sneak through the corridors, avoiding guards and using mind tricks to pass by unseen. They arrive at a large door to an important part of the base, Dooku's quarters. The Jedi can feel Dooku's presence and enter the room. Obi-Wan, still surrounded by guards, takes out his lightsaber and kills the clones, escaping the room and charging to the comms tower. Padme sends a signal and location to Tarkin, informing him that they've found the cloning facility. Obi-Wan charges into the room. Padme spins around and fires at him, which he deflects with his lightsaber. He explains the situation they're in and that she can't send that message. She replies that it's too late. Obi-Wan explains that Dooku is the only person who has evidence of the Sith, and that they need to get him out of here safely. Padme then admits that she told Anakin to capture Dooku. Obi-Wan can't believe that they disobeyed him. The two leave the communication tower to find the young Jedi. Anakin and Sharad enter the private residence of Dooku, who is finishing eating. They announce that he's under arrest of the Galactic Republic. Dooku tells them that they are on the wrong side and explains that the Republic is being taken over by the Sith. They don't believe him, though Anakin tells Sharad that he senses Dooku is telling the truth. Dooku reveals that he can prove it, that he has evidence of their deals on Kamino. Anakin tells him that if it's true, they will protect him and he can give the evidence to the Senate. Dooku, however, protests that the Senate cannot be trusted. He's not even sure the Jedi can be trusted. Sharad advances towards Dooku, igniting his lightsaber, ordering him to surrender. Dooku backs away from them, towards a side door, when a red lightsaber pierces his body. As he drops to the ground, Darth Maul stands over him, grinning. Anakin looks down where his arm used to be, and rage fills him. Maul stalks them like a panther, then he attacks. The two young Jedi fight back, but they get in each other's way as Maul toys with them, injuring Sharad's leg and sending Anakin flying to the ground. Maul taunts the two boys, feeding their fear and anger, challenging them to use it to become stronger. Maul taunts Sharad, telling him that he'll never be as strong or as powerful as Anakin. Sharad leaps to his feet and attacks wildly, but again he is bested, and this time Maul cuts off his hand and his leg. He pokes Sharad in the leg with his lightsaber, burning it, as Sharad screams in pain. Maul now turns his attention to Anakin, praising his strength and seducing him to the dark side, but Anakin refuses. Anakin returns to his feet, closes his eyes, and calms his mind. Then he attacks. But after another intense duel, Maul bests Anakin and sends him back to the ground. Maul begins to leave, laughing and taunting Anakin as he does. Anakin again rises to his feet and calls him out. "Coward!" Maul turns and smiles. They battle, but this time, Anakin's anger fuels his blows as he swings his lightsaber in broad one-handed strikes. Maul begins to struggle under the power of them. Maul evades them, but as he blocks one, he is sent to the ground under the power of the blow. Now Anakin's thoughts go to Padme and his feelings for her. Maul senses this and uses it to fuel Anakin's anger, threatening to destroy her so that Anakin can truly find his power. They engage in battle again, Maul continuing to taunt him. Anakin yells with anger, and objects from the room begin flying at Maul. Maul swats them away, then uses the Force to push them and Anakin back as Anakin flies through the air, tumbling along the ground. Maul begins to walk to the exit. Anakin rises to his feet again, closes his eyes, and uses the Force to shut the blast doors. Then he ignites his lightsaber. The two fight in a frantic duel. Anakin now fights with pure rage. He sends objects flying at Maul, at the same time striking hard with his lightsaber. Maul becomes overwhelmed with the attacks. Anakin strikes Maul's lightsaber, destroying his second blade. The two now fight more intensely, Maul beginning to lose control. Anakin hacks at Maul, forcing his defenses down and cutting off his hand. Maul, with great fear, cowers and begs for his life. Anakin stops, gathering himself and calming his mind. Anakin looks hard at Maul. The Jedi Council will decide your fate. Obi-Wan and Padme enter the room and see the aftermath of the battle. Anakin looks at her and smiles broadly. She runs towards him. As she does, Maul uses the Force to take Sharad's lightsaber in his spare hand. He strikes at Anakin. Padme yells for Anakin to watch out. Anakin spins away from the attack and strikes Maul down, killing him. Obi-Wan runs over to Sharad and cradles him, but Sharad turns away as he groans in pain. Padme and Anakin embrace and share a kiss. The group get to their feet and begin to leave when the room fills with clone soldiers. They order the Jedi to surrender. The group do as they're told, when the whole room begins to shake. The clone soldiers lose their footing as Obi-Wan and Anakin take their lightsabers and cut down the clone soldiers. Padme takes her blaster and fires at them. In the atmosphere above, Star Destroyers bombard the facility as squadrons of TIE fighters fly through the canyons, taking out automated defenses. Ground forces also begin landing on the planet and advance towards the canyons and engaging with separatist clones. The head of the facility sends a message of surrender to Tarkin, but he replies, It's too late for that separatist scum, and he orders that no one survive. Anakin and the group fight their way through the corridors and manage to make it to the long-range starship and fly out of the facility. As they exit the atmosphere, TIE fighters attack the ship. Anakin manages to evade their attacks along with the Star Destroyer's cannons before flying them to safety. As the human defense forces comb the facility, Tarkin studies the city's footage and sees the Jedi and Padme escaping. He notifies Palpatine that they may know too much, that they need to be eliminated. Palpatine disagrees. He tells him they need to keep an eye on them as they may still have some use. As the Jedi and Padme fly through hyperspace, Obi-Wan thinks deeply about what to do next. They speak about the situation, and Obi-Wan tells Anakin to set the coordinates to a system Anakin's never heard of. Anakin asks, "Why are we going there?" Obi-Wan reveals that they need to speak to his old master, to Yoda. He'll know what to do. Sometime later in the Senate, it is announced that the Separatists are all but defeated and the Human Defense Force has won the war for the Republic. On the back of this victory, Senator Palpatine is elected Chancellor and tells the Senate that never again will chaos and insurrection be allowed to take control in the galaxy. He announces that as long as systems have their own armies, there will never be peace, and that the Human Defense Force will now be the official army of the Republic, and that the old Republic only maintained the status quo, but it is now a time of expansion and growth, and that he is transforming the Galactic Republic into the Second Galactic Empire. He explains that this will be a new golden age of human civilization, that droids, which were previously only for the rich and privileged, will be mass-produced from his home planet of Corellia and made available to the wider galaxy. The human senators, mostly kings and queens, erupt in applause. However, many of the alien senators are not as happy. After the Senate appointment, Palpatine sits in his private quarters in a large black cloak, concealing his face. Another cloaked figure enters the room and approaches him. Palpatine thanks the cloaked figure for accepting his invitation and asks for his answer. The figure kneels before him and ignites his red lightsaber. Palpatine raises his head slightly, the red glow revealing his wrinkled face. Then Palpatine simply states, "Very good, my young apprentice." Thanks for watching part 3 of Rise of the Empire. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time.